I needed a job. I needed a part-time job while I was a student at Armstrong, and a friend of mine's mom came in and says, hey, they're looking for somebody to answer the phones at WTO C. I thought there's an opportunity there to learn something. I didn't know it would go anywhere, you know, but it did.
Craig was very creative, and if you've read anything that he's written, he's so good at writing. He just makes stories come alive.
Craig really took the lead in getting out there and doing projects for community organizations, whether it's a public service announcement or whether it's a long-form documentary.
Harney was the one that thought that we should do all of the parades, everything from all of the different areas, you know, around the coastal empire. If they had an event, we had to be there with our flag.
It always started with an assignment. We want to expand our St. Patrick's Day coverage, and we're going to need content. Go find something. So you go find something, and then you meet the coolest people, and it happens over and over and over again. Every time you get involved in something, for whatever reason you get into it, you discover it's so much more than you imagined, and then you're hooked.
It's because he cares so much. He has a great intellectual ability, a great writing ability, and that's got to come from in here. That's where all of that starts.
We understood it was a people story. All of them were people stories, and that's the way we approached it, and I think that's the way we still approach it, and I think that's why WTO C is so different and so far ahead.
Craig is both serious about his professional life, but also serious about his family life. He works very, very hard and long hours, but he has always set time aside for his girls growing up, for Suzanne, to do family things.
I would say that family is everything. It's the root of who he is. You know, he's a people person, but everything that Craig Harney comes down to and is most proud of is family. It's the time that we spend together.
So the little blue house on 48th Street is the physical embodiment of like our family. There's a wide sweeping front porch, there's a screen door, it's always open.
Oh my God, I love that house. It is unique in every corner.
I grew up quite literally being followed around with a camera. And you know, we have all those home videos. He walked us to the first day of school. He came to all of our soccer practices. He came to all of our shows and our pageants. He'd start on Christmas Day and he'd film all the way through Thanksgiving of that year. And that's the gift he gave to my mom every year. That's the gift he gave to my grandparents. And he did it every year. He called it a very Maggie and Annie Christmas.
Morgan is like my sister, and she's best friends with my actual sister as well. They met through dancing when they were little.
What happened is after her dad passed away, she and her mom started coming over to our house for Christmas and Thanksgiving and for Easter, and she became part of our lives in a different way.
I think my dad took on this role to be someone there for her, because I think he knows how important it is to have that kind of figure in your life, and if anyone deserves it, it's Morgan. And if anyone's good at it, it's my dad.
Being out in Savannah with Dad is like knowing no stranger.
I run into people to this day who know his name because he's helped people across spans, and he wants to know everyone. It's just who he is, and it's awesome.
He's done everything. United Way, Junior Achievement, the church, in fact, entire Savannah.
I met Craig through the United Way. Craig was on the marketing committee, and I was coming up through the ranks, and that's how we first met.
When he tells you what they're going to do for United Way, you get so excited about it because you know it's going to be done well. And he knows the importance of the campaign to the people out there.
Referring to the year I was chairing the campaign, it was suggested, since I was from the steel business, that I should be the man of steel. And immediately you could see Craig's brain, the things that go on start to spin. Things we did running through downtown Savannah, riding around in the old WTO C red van.
He is a unifying force in the community. He is just a big tube of wonderful glue that brings everybody together in love for the community and what's going on here. And all of us are thrilled to be a part of it.
I want to make sure that Craig knows how much he has meant to so many people in this community and how much he is valued here for what he does and who he is.
Well, I think a better question would be, what hasn't he done? He does everything. I admire him so much.
Not only is he involved in the community and doing the service that he does, but he's involved in his church.
I got to know Craig from his involvement basically with the Catholic Church, in a special way in the events surrounding St. Patrick's Day. So even in events that we've had in the church, Craig always seems to be involved in helping us with it. On one occasion, he went on a pilgrimage to Rome with us, a group of people. And I found that most unusual because at that time Craig was not a Catholic. And I was wondering, what is he doing with us in Rome, you know? But he was the life of the party.
I think the thing that really attracts Dad to faith is the community aspect of it. You've got a group of people who really strongly believe in this set of core values.
Craig is a perfect example of a disciple of excellent and forthright and honest communication. He does a great job.
The most important things were the morals that he brought us up through. It's be a good person in all the things you do, be kind, do things for others, all of these things, and he intertwined the faith that he believes with all of that to us.
I was thinking, doing this talk, like if I met Craig, what do I associate him? Friendliness, cooperation.
His optimism defines him. He, no matter what, brings this light into whatever the situation is, and it is honestly miraculous.
He's the type of person that you just want to kind of be a teddy bear to, because he puts his arm around you and says, look, I'm yours.
Craig is ice cream man happy. You know, he's always happy. And you've never heard him complain. The only thing I've ever heard Craig complain about is the train. And everybody who knows Craig knows that he hates getting stopped by the train.
I also say he's very fastidious to the detail. The way he cuts a tomato. Now, if you give him a slice of tomato, you better not give him a whole chunk of it, because he only wants a little sliver.
He's a great photographer, he's a great writer, he's a great person, he's just a good people person.
He's just a one-man band.
Okay, Craig, so, you know, in my advanced years, I can't remember everything, so I wrote down some adjectives on a piece of paper.
Warm and sincere.
Compassionate, creative, and I'll say very creative.
Honesty, fairness, reluctant to say anything that would hurt someone else. He's what I would call a perfect citizen.
He is Savannah Central, and he is the spirit of the city, and we all envy that wonderful personality that he's got.
You're genuinely good-hearted, and you're the real deal. And again, you're our hometown hero.